International Conference and Exhibition that is taking place from today to 23rd, that is Friday this week. This conference, christened Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference, is an international conference, and the focus is on leveraging or harnessing technology and innovation to accelerate access to safely managed water and sanitation for all. Our chief guest, we have had a number of challenges affecting community of nations around the globe, and one of the challenges that decimated economies, slowed down businesses, and affected the progress toward Sustainable Development Goal number 6 was COVID-19 pandemic. This was exacerbated by one of the unprecedented global challenges that is facing the community of nations, that is climate change. And that is why the organizers, that is the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, WASPA, the host county government of Mombasa, and the Council of Governors, because water and sanitation services is devolved, in their wisdom decided to pick one of the accelerators, because we have 7 years to ensure we achieve safely managed sanitation, and also which our Constitution, Article 43, contemplates that every citizen in this republic has a right of access. According to JMT, that is Joint Monitoring Program, our coverage is now and has been given credence this morning by WASREB is at 62%, and safely managed water and sanitation is at 32%. So because of these low coverages, we thought we take advantage of innovations and technologies within the water and sanitation space to catalyze or accelerate that access so that we are able to be within the agenda framework. So I'll not belabor. We have had high panel levels in the morning, and we were targeting governments at international level, governments at county level, associations across the world. We have participation from the AFWASA, that is African Water Association. In the morning, we were joined by the ED of International Water Association, who contributed in shaping this discussion this morning. We also have the private sector, and we are happy that one of the thematic areas we are looking at is innovative financing. We know that the government balance sheet is crowded, so we are thinking of crowding in private financing, in financing water and investments, which speaks to the heart of Kenya Kwanza government, the PPP public model. So without much ado, I want to take this opportunity and invite our chairman, who will make his remarks. Let's put our hands together for our chairman, WASPA, and also the managing director of Thika, Dr. Engineer Moses Kinya.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, CS for Water, Honorable Alice Wahome, CS for Mining and Blue Economy, Mvuria, His Excellency the Governor of Mombasa, Sharif Nasir, His Excellency the Governor of Laikipia, Joshua Irongo, His Excellency the Governor of Taita Taveta, Andrew Mwandime, PSs present, heads of departments, water service providers, managing directors, chairmen of water service providers, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Moses Kinya. I'm the chairman, WASPA, and also the managing director, Thika Water. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, It gives me great pleasure as one of the principal organizers of this conference to join other co-organizers, the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Council of Governors, County Government of Mombasa, to welcome you all to Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition 2023, being hosted in this beautiful city of Mombasa, which is one of the best tourist destinations in the world. This year's conference theme is Harnessing Technology and Innovation to Accelerate Access to Safely Managed Water and Sanitation for All. Our progress in achieving SDG 6 has been slow, as has been mentioned by WASLEP, that we have about 70% safely managed sanitation and safely managed water coverage, and safely managed sanitation at that 2%. This slow progress has been exacerbated by COVID-19 pandemic and the global challenge of climate change. It is our firm belief that all the array of stakeholders from the globe will be able to share their practical knowledge during this conference and insights on climate-smart technologies and innovation across the 5 thematic areas that will be covered, one of them being technology and innovation for the promotion of good governance in water and sanitation, leveraging innovative financing and market opportunities to accelerate availability and access of potable water and sanitation for all, leveraging technology and innovation, data and information for accelerated access to water and sanitation. 4 is capacity development and research to invest in and develop human digital capital in the water and sanitation sector and climate change, health and environment. And 5 is technology and innovation for monitoring and disaster risk reduction in water and sanitation sector. As an association of water and sanitation providers in the country, we have embraced innovation and technology to bring in efficiency and effectiveness in fulfillment of our mandate of providing safely managed water and sanitation as contemplated in Article 43 of our Constitution. To this extent, the association has acquired sophisticated non-revenue water management equipment, which includes ultrasonic flow meters, which is leased to water service providers at reasonable costs. We have also set up a GIS Center of Excellence in Kericho to build capacity of utilities in GIS mapping and implementation of GIS practices. We have also developed guidelines of metering pumps, valves, which have been adopted by the regulator to control quality of materials and lock out counterfeit products. We also hire out non-revenue water specialists to build capacity of utilities on use of non-revenue equipment in management of non-revenue water. Also, the association has continued to provide an enabling environment for the utilities by contributing to national policies that embrace innovation and technology, which include the National Water Policy of Sessional Paper 1 of 2021, the Draft National Sanitation Policy, Water Act 2016, water regulations, among others. The environment has provided utilities to embrace technology such as green energy by solarization of our pumping systems that has already been adopted by some of our water utilities like Kikuyu Water. We have also replacement of the old traditional method of manual meter reading books with mobile meter reading field assistant with real-time transmission of readings direct to bidding systems, eliminating errors and increasing bidding efficiency, embraced by most water utilities in the country. The other area is electronic and cashless mode of payment of water bills, taking advantage of innovation in the banking industry, making it convenient to our customers to make payment anytime a day at the comfort of their seats. This has been embraced, Your Excellency, by most water utilities in the country. So we receive revenue even on a Sunday evening. Unlike before, when we only used to receive from Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. The other area is resource recovery from fecal sludge. Nakuru Urban is an example, and we are also embracing, and designs are in progress, where now sewerage is no longer a nuisance, but it is a resource where we want to employ digesters that will produce energy and also produce organic fertilizer for our farmers. So this is resource recovery, and it will greatly help even in improving our environment such that we do not pollute. We have noted from companies like in Denmark that they are net positive in terms of their energy production just from the waste that they treat. The other area is smart metering with real-time metering data achieved. This is in the case of Malindi Water, and in addition, using more advanced kind of meters, ultrasonic flow meters that are more accurate in detecting any leakages. We are also using energy efficient pumps like the ones you have seen outside being installed in a number of our WSPs to reduce electricity cost. The other area we are adopting is automation of chemical dosing for accurate and efficient use of water treatment, enabling reduction of costs and safe water. We have also adopted use of modern leak detection methods where we are able to use to repair leaks and also detect them. Even using satellites, we can see where there is a pool of leakage and be able to attend to it. In addition, we have also adopted new kinds of pipes that do not use mechanical joints, but they are joined using electrofusion methods, reducing leakages, and also they are easier to lay, like the pipes you have seen for sewerage that are not prone to corrosion, unlike the old method of using concrete pipes, Your Excellency. With the new challenge of global climate change, the call to action of all stakeholders within water and sanitation is to build climate resilience, mitigate and adapt the effects of climate change in all the innovations, and add technology to accelerate achievement of access to safely managed water and sanitation within the remaining 7 years. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you all. God bless you.
Another round of applause for Chairman. Our chief guests, it is important to note that for us, SDG number 17 is important to achieve the universal goal, and we have partnered with a number of partners, both from government and private sector, and we have our sponsors who are displayed, and the platinum sponsor for the Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition is Top Pipe, and they have embraced modern technologies. So with your permission, let me invite Mr. Kushal from Top Pipe in 3 minutes to make his address. Let's appreciate Kushal as he comes.
Good afternoon. We welcome His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Secretary of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Honorable Alice Wahome, and all other Honorable Cabinet Secretaries. To Your Excellencies, Governors of Mombasa County and Taita Taveta County, thank you for joining us and also welcoming us. All our Principal Secretaries of the Ministries, Honorable Members and dignitaries, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. All protocols observed. Once again, good afternoon and Karibuni Mombasa. To the Chairman and CEO of WASPA, thank you for organizing this wonderful Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition 2023. I think they both deserve a round of applause. As you know, Top Pipe is a product of Tile and Carpet Center. And I'm sure you're wondering, what is Tile and Carpet Center doing at a water conference? Surely there are no tiles and carpets in the water industry. But we have actually been supporting the water industry since 2007 through our two brands, Top Pipe and Top Tank. Top Tank, where we manufacture plastic water tanks from 100 liters all the way up to 24,000 liters, plus a few other products as well. And Top Pipe, which manufactures all types of piping systems, such as HDPE piping, PPR piping, and we've also brought in Kenya's first DWC machine, double wall corrugated machine, and spiral pipe, structured wall machine, which is a first for Kenya to help revolutionize the drainage sector. Through Top Pipe and Top Tank both, we supply full systems and technology to help push and promote the water sector, water and sanitation sector in our country. And with that in mind, we have partnered with, numerous international partners, such as Lesso, which is the world's largest plastic pipes manufacturer in the world. We also have partnered with DAB Pumps, which we have seen outside. We also work with other companies such as ACO, Valvotubi, and Burmad, which is also a very world-renowned Israeli air valve and pressure release valve manufacturer as well. Our idea is to bring all types of technology and innovation to help promote safely managed water and sanitation, which is central to this year's conference theme. We look forward to engaging with all of you over the next few days to discuss how we can help you push forward our infrastructure. We believe with the support of the great minds in this room today, Top Pipe, Top Tank, and Tile and Carpet Center as a whole can help make a difference to build Kenya forward and really make Kenya the jewel of Africa. Thank you, and asante sana.
One more round of applause for Kushal. Our chief guest, His Excellency the Deputy President, allow us also to recognize other sponsors like WASREB, Equity Bank, CPF, Thika Water, National Bank, Safaricom, APHRC, Family Bank, SPA, the principal sponsor, the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, and also the county government of Mombasa, who are inviting you. I think there's a dinner cocktail, and I know the governor will talk about it. So, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, in this conference, we were expecting 1,000 delegates across the world, and we are happy to inform you that by lunchtime, we had we had the 720 delegates already, and we have 80 exhibitors. And I think there is no water conference in this country that has exceeded 40 exhibitors. So congratulations, Waziri. So this event is also being streamed live on our YouTube page, WASPA Kenya, which is being followed, and also the Ministry of Water and Facebook page WASPA Kenya. So we encourage you to continue tweeting hashtag Water and Sanitation Conference 2023. And this event, this is the opening ceremony today, but as the chairman has alluded, there are 4 thematic areas. So from tomorrow, we are going to have 4 breakaway sessions today. We have over 200 plus speakers. So we'll have convener sessions, plenary sessions, and we are happy to report that we received over 80 abstract papers. So, and I know the scientific and technical committees here that reviewed very well. I think at this juncture, because the chairman will not be back, it is important to recognize. Where is the scientific and technical committee? Just stand up and wave to be recognized. All the work that has gone into this, it's co-chaired by Dr. Kabari and Dr. Kwedo. So it's a pool of professionals from the academia sector, and we also have plenary discussion. So at this juncture, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, allow me to invite our Principal Secretary, Dr. Kiprono Rono, to take over from this place. Let's put our hands together for Daktari.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Our chief guest today is Excellency the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. Our CS, Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Education, Honorable Alice Wahome, the Governors present, the PSS present, Ambassador, Israel Ambassador, Michael Lotome, WASPA team present here, the CEOs, the county government officials and the national government officials who are present here, development partners, all delegates, participants, exhibitors, private sector partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today, Your Excellency, is a great day for the Department of Water and Sanitation on the area of using technology to enhance management of water and sanitation in this country, as alluded in the theme here. We believe that, Your Excellency, that we need 3 documents to run well water and sanitation in this country, and the 3 documents is a plan for water, which the national government has pronounced. The other one is management of water, which we are here today to see how we can use technology for effective and efficient management of water, infrastructure from design, deployment, and also management. Additionally, Your Excellency, we are also looking for the 3rd document, which is to do with the funding model for water, because we believe that we need that document to assist us address the current challenges we need in terms of financing of this major program on water. So today, and this particular conference, which is arranged by WASPA, is to come up with a white paper to assist us on how best we can manage this critical resource, which the government over time has used billions of shillings to develop, and there is need to have a better focus in management of this infrastructure. And that is why this conference came up with this theme, because we believe that if we can use technology, we'll be able to do proper design of water infrastructure, which are technology-driven. At the same time, we'll also be able to manage this resource very well, because from what we heard today is that we are losing close to 11.2 billion Kenyan shillings every year in terms of non-revenue. If we convert to dams, those are 3 dams which can really supply water to part of this country. And we feel that there is need to give attention to the way we are managing this resource as we continue developing this resource. Additionally, Your Excellency, is the issue of integrated approach in the deployment of this infrastructure. over time we have had challenges in delays in terms of deployment of water infrastructure because we have been having an uncoordinated approach as one government. Because to deploy a water infrastructure like a dam, you need environment, you need a team from lands, you also sometimes need a team from roads if it is piping, and that is why today you saw we have a number of PSS here so that we agree that we need to work as one so that we don't delay deployment of water infrastructure because of a lot of paperwork in the office which sometimes we are not coordinated as one team. We have the Ministry of ICT here represented by the PS, and that one is also to assist us to really craft better technologies and advise this ministry on how best we can use the current trends in technologies so that we can manage well this critical utility. And we are also saying we need to give attention to sanitation because as we continue rolling out the PIC program on housing, there is need also to make sure that we hook sanitation into this program. And also as we look at the future plans in terms of rural-urban migration, there is need to make sure that there is proper sanitation in our town centers. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, I would like to give this chance to my colleague, PS Irrigation, whom we work together, so that he can make his remarks. And then after that, I welcome the governor for Mombasa to welcome us into this city of Mombasa. Welcome, PS.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the CS, Ministry of Water and Sanitation, Governor Mombasa, His Excellency the Governor Mombasa, His Excellency the Governor Laikipia County, His Excellency the Governor Taita Taveta County, my fellow PSS, all distinguished guests, good afternoon. Mine is just to say that it's true, this seminar it talks about harnessing, using technology. Is a fact that we are a country which has a deficiency of water. And at the same time, we're also talking about, we have a big challenge of food security. And when we talk about food security, the challenge has actually been worsened by the virtue of the fact of climate change. And for us to be able to address these issues, the topic that you've talked about today about using innovation and technology is going to go a long way in helping us address the challenges we have on water, and more so even in the issue of the food security. Like we were talking earlier in the morning, the State Department of Irrigation is actually modeling at the moment soil moisture and monitoring system in Galana together with Safaricom to try and see how we can increase our efficiency so that we can also be able to double our production. On the same line also, we're also trying to see where we have open canals. We are trying to see how we can use aligning, and also try and see how we can also adopt. We're also moving forward and adopting green energy, so that we can be able to reduce the carbon footprint where we are using some pumps in doing irrigation. So all these. So I must then also I also like the fact that the conference is also talking about innovative ways of how we can have blended finance towards addressing the challenge we have of water. So I applaud this, and without much ado, I would also wish to invite the Cabinet Secretary of Ministry on Water to come and also make her remarks. Sorry, I'm well guided. I would wish to invite the PS Water to come and go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, PS Irrigation. I would like to welcome now the host Governor Sharif Nasir to welcome us to this Mombasa city. Tell us about water and sanitation and education.
Hamjambo. Your Excellency, it's a very big challenge to talk to people after they've had lunch. But on the onset, I want to recognize Excellency the Deputy President, the CS, PSs, my brothers, the Governor of Laikipia, Ndugu Joshua Irungu. The Governor of Taita was with us, Andrew Mwadime. If someone sees him, tell him we're looking for him. Yes, Andrew Mwadime is right there. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, first and foremost, I want to take the opportunity to welcome all of you to Mombasa. I want to equally take the opportunity to, once again, we don't take it lightly that Mombasa has been chosen as the preferred destination for this important conference. It will not be right for us to be able to go through this without me equally being able to acknowledge the team from Mombasa, led by the CC. Emily is right here, and I don't know whether there's a team from Moasco in the department. Maybe they could just raise their hands. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, as part of the spirits of moving forward, going hand in hand with whatever the motto is for today, that harnessing technology and innovation to accelerate access to safely managed water and sanitation to all. The County Government of Mombasa has already embarked. We've already done our feasibility. We've already done our trials for smart water meters. This involves both the bulk pipes and equally the pipes that are going to be up to retail level. And very soon we anticipate to be able to change all our water meters in Mombasa County to be able to be smart meters. Your Excellency, the other issues that we are also doing is coming up with GIS technology that is going to go hand in hand in ensuring that we know where we are placed, we know where the water dispensing points are, we know where the pipes are, and we're equally going together with technology to be able to curb out elements that are going to try and do illegal connections. And all of this is because of ensuring that we reduce our very, and I want to state this, that we are at a position where 50% of our water is non-revenued water. It is a dangerous trend that we cannot be able to accept. And one of the deliverables that the department has is to ensure that we are going to reduce that. Your Excellency, we want to thank the government. We recently launched the Mwache Dam. I'm equally aware that very soon we are starting Mzima 2. However, Your Excellency, and I'm sure the water service providers will be in agreement with me. They might not be able to say it, but I think they'll be in agreement with me. And this requires a political decision, Your Excellency, where the bulk water companies now need to be owned by the water service providers. I think it is vital that this conversation needs to take effect. A classic example is Coast Water, which handles Kilifi, Kwale, the counties of Taita and Mombasa. The county governments need to co-own this so that as Mwache is going on, we can be able to go hand in hand in this. And equally, Your Excellency, maybe the ministry will also be able to attest to this. There was recently a court ruling where many years ago, there was an increase in the cost of bulk water that is going to be supplied to the water service providers, and the courts actually ruled. Some NGOs went to court and they actually ruled that that increase was not meant to be there because it was going to affect the public in general. We are hoping that instead of challenging that, maybe we can sit down as governors together with the bulk water service providers, so come up with something that is going to be tangible. Your Excellency, I once again want to be able to welcome you. And there is something that I've been saying about a lot, Your Excellency. Look at an exhibition like this, where the amount of attendants who are meant to be here are about 1,000. We already have on day one about 750 plus people from all over the world. And now, if any other time, we need to continuously hammer and continue with what we have been pressing for, Your Excellency, and that is we need to have an open sky policy in this country to be able to benefit Mombasa, so that everyone who wishes to be able to come into Mombasa from any part of the world can be able to directly fly in without necessarily going through the costs of passing through the capital city and thereafter taking another flight into Mombasa. And I'm confident that this is a conversation that you will be able to take further into Cabinet. We have written to yourselves. We are confident as a county of Mombasa that we will be able to benefit from this. And as I depart, Your Excellency, there's one rule, and it's a law that we are hoping. I'm looking for a legal framework to make this into law. I know your office will probably tell me that I'm out of order in this, but I'm looking for something to make it into law, Your Excellency, where for such exhibitions, whoever comes to Mombasa, please finish all your money here. And if you get broke and you have no money for fare, I'm sure Waziri here can be able to do something kidogo, awapatie pesa ya fare, and you're able to go back. So once again, Your Excellency, thank you very much. And to the organizers, thank you for honoring Mombasa as your preferred choice. Governor, I'm seeing the two governors already here. Why don't we allow them to be able to equally come and say something, the governor of Laikipia, and then thereafter I'm sure he'll be able to invite the governor of Taita. I want to also acknowledge the MCAs who are here. I can see Leila, and I'm sure there are other MCAs from all parts of the country that are here. Asanteni sana na karibuni Mombasa.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, who we refer to him kama Jabaya Ruriri Kadayamoko, the CS Water and Irrigation, Alice Wahome, my brothers, the governors, the host governor, and the chair of the Council of Governors Water sector. They are my brothers, PSAs, all protocols observed. I want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to welcome you to Mombasa and to this conference. This is a conference in the partnership of our water service providers and all the key stakeholders and the Council of Governors. The water service providers are our entities that we use to provide the water on behalf of the county government. And for your information, Your Excellency, is that I used to be, when I went for recess back 2017, I became the chair of WASLEB, and therefore I was here to witness them presenting their report, Impact that 15, which during that time I was the chair of 2021, 2022. And I'm sure that today they were able to present the status of where we are as their core mandate. And out of those data that they have given today, I wish it can be able to form the basis, a baseline for the Kenya Kwanza government, which we trust and have a lot of hope that we promised our people during the time that we are doing our campaign, looking for votes, that we are going to make sure that never again our people should be traveling 5-10 kilometers to search for water, and that is clean drinking water. And therefore I want just to retaliate and assure you, as the Council of Governors, we will join with you to ensure that that is done. And as we have started demonstrating that in Laikipia County, to make sure that nobody in Laikipia should move or walk more than 2 kilometers to access drinking water. And we are doing that in many capacities. And for this time, it's my humble request that this is high time that we need to have a candid discussion between the waterworks development agencies and the county council of the council of governors, in particular where this bulk water is being, it's a responsibility of the waterworks to do that, the waterworks infrastructure, but this is high time so that we can be able to discuss together and agree from all the way from the design stage to the implementation and to the end user, so that Laikipia County or the county governments are able now to do the last mile connectivity, because many are the times that you end up finding that we have a lot of infrastructure, very expensive infrastructure, but they seem to be quite relevant when there is that disconnect between the bulk water and the last mile connectivity. And I think with your leadership, I'm sure that this is high time they can be able to get the value of those highway investment. In particular, this is also a high time that as a nation, we need to have candid discussion on the rural water schemes, where we now, the report that we have got, we only have got the report out of all the regulated water companies. But again, there is rural water that they stay so exposed that they don't have that regulated water services, and therefore we are not sure of the quality of water that they are taking. And therefore, this is high time that we need to do that. I don't want to cut out of your time, because actually this is your moment to address and share with us your thoughts in terms of the way forward on how we are going to continue providing safe drinking water and affordable water to our people, to our Kenyans. And therefore, it's my humble moment to request our chair of the Council of Governors Water Sector to come, Bwana Mwadime, come and give your remarks, and then welcome the CS. Thank you, karibu sana.
His Excellency, the Deputy President, Mr. Gachagua, Cabinet Secretary, Ohome, my fellow governors, principal secretaries, invited guests, good afternoon. It's my pleasure as the chair of the Council of Governors on Water, Natural Resources, Forest and Sewerage to seek collaboration with the water agencies, Ministry of Water, so that we serve Kenyans. We are one. Therefore, I'm requesting we should be working as a team. That is the only way we can serve our people to the best. I congratulate WASP and other agencies, because with the inauguration of launching of this program and many other programs which you have been doing, they will assist Kenyans. You know, water is life. And sometimes when I talk about water, right now we are 60 years down the line since we got independence. And it's interesting, you go to some counties or some areas in Kenya, people go as far as 20 kilometers away to fetch water. Therefore, it is us to work towards the goal such that all Kenyans should go near distances to fetch water. There are countries just within East Africa, they just got their independence the other day. But in the rural areas, you hardly go over 500 meters or 200 meters to fetch water. Kenya is a great country. Kenya has got massive resource, both natural resources and human resource. Let us work towards that goal. As my fellow governor of Mombasa said, Mzima Phase 2. We are really thanking, because even I earlier talked to the CS, and the project is just about. But note that even the existing pipe, it was done far back 1952. It's dilapidated. It needs some repairs. Otherwise, in future, you'll come to Mombasa and you'll not see any water. This is an issue which is really affecting both counties, Mombasa, Taita Taveta, Kwale, and Kilifi. Your Excellency, being your day, but I've already bought my shares for the government. Niko ndani kabisa kwa serikali. So, Your Excellency, soon I'll be coming to our office and we talk so that you can also come and visit Taita Taveta, because all the time I'm seeing you're visiting in Nairobi, Naivasha, Mombasa, but some counties are left out. We also need these shillings. You know, when you arrive here, already Mombasa people are feeling. But you see counties like Taita Taveta, they're left out. And these are small, and you know the meaning of devolution. We should spread everything. So next time also, Waziri, think of coming to Taita Taveta so that we can also enjoy the small shilling which other counties are enjoying. Without further ado, it's your day. Asante sana kwa hii fursa na nikaongea kidogo.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Governors. Let me take this opportunity to now welcome the CS Water, Honorable Alice Waume, to make her remarks and take over the program from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS Rono. Your Excellency, habari ya saa jioni? Hamjambo? I'm happy that you are still awake. It has been a long day. Thank you very much for being patient with us. Your Excellency, Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, but previously popularly known as Kadayawera, thereafter nicknamed and became popularly known as Ligiji. We want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for coming to this workshop, to open this workshop, Your Excellency. It's been a good afternoon. Your Excellency, I am aware that we did invite His Excellency, the President, together with you and other cabinet ministers. You have found time to come. We don't take that for granted. There was Muvuria here this morning. The governors present have been here because even though Governor Mombasa joined us this afternoon, he is the sponsor of some of our activities. And we have several PSAs who came in solidarity with our ministry. Thank you very much. The organizers, chairman, with your CEO, the heads of departments, some of them who are here. We have chairmen and CEOs of water development works. I know you are here. I don't really need to ask you to stand because I know you by face and by name. Asanteni sana for supporting WASPA. WASPA, you have done a great job, and I'm glad that you are able to bring over 1,000, that your projection was exceeded. And then in namna hiyo. Your Excellency, you know, as usual, they do official papers, small papers here, which can be very tiring. But I want to just quickly say, I will go with the protocols already observed in the interest of time. Allow me, Your Excellency, to say that I'm taking this opportunity to welcome everybody in the water sector for this water and sanitation conference, international conference, and exhibition. We have over 80 exhibitions. Your Excellency, you have managed to visit just a few as a sign of commitment to their work. Your Excellency, the county government of Mombasa has been kind and warm. I take this opportunity to recognize that. Your Excellency, the theme is very clear here on the board, that the conference is about harnessing technology and innovation to accelerate access to safely managed water and sanitation. we have a big challenge in those two areas, Your Excellency. Water development requires huge investment in the infrastructure. Of course, where the government is in terms of physical space, taking into account the huge investment that we need in infrastructure, we have taken a bold step as a government, led by His Excellency the President, to agree to partner and invited partners in the private sector to be able to invest and break the myth that water is not bankable. Obviously, if you invested in water in Mombasa, in Kilifi town, the entire county, you will find that you will be able to pay. Your Excellency, I will take you to the question of why people have been thinking water is not bankable. The conference here has been told, and that is a fact, that non-revenue, or simple terms, lost water, not accountable, either has been lost through theft, leakages, inefficiencies, not working meters, or people putting money straight away into their pocket, inefficiencies, lack of good systems, old pipes, all those added together, Your Excellency, become non-revenue water at 50%. The people challenged with that restoration so that we can deal with that and reduce it to international standards, which I'm told is about 25. And I still believe we can do better. 25% is still very high. Your Excellency, is the water service providers. And this conference is therefore timely. It is their conference. They have been exchanging, and I know they'll be here for 3-4 days, exchanging ideas, knowledge and information, data, how data can help, how technology will come in place to sort out some of those problems. But of course, Your Excellency, the biggest asset that can sort out that problem also is simple, good governance practices. Who are your staff? What training do they have? Are they professional in their work? How often, what is their turnout? Are they doing regular courses? And are you interfering with their work or facilitating them to deliver? The county governments have that responsibility. They have partners who are willing to work with them so that, Your Excellency, where we stand at 70% coverage for access to water, safe drinking water, where we are at on coverage on sanitation at 32% in towns, where we are on sanitation in our communities and villages at 22%, a figure we cannot talk home about, then we need to be able to tell our governors that you have a huge task before you. You have commitment from the government, the national government, and of course, water development agencies. I have heard you, Governor, but I want to tell you that we shall be your partner in achieving SDG 6. Mwadime told us they are committed. He's here on behalf of Governor Anne Waiguru and the COG, and on his own behalf as the chair of water, forestry, and natural resources. And he has told us, including you, that they have adopted innovation, they have adopted technology by way of metering systems, efficient metering systems. And I'm sure in here, if we agreed to go that route, all the water service providers will be able to deliver better results, and we'll be able to have better impact report. Your Excellency, this afternoon before you came in, we launched the impact assessment report, or performance impact report on the service providers. And they agree that some of the things I have mentioned are issues that they need to deal with because they need to be bankable, they need to post good profits, and it is revenue. It's about revenue, also management collection, and management. So therefore, for us to achieve United Nations 2030 agenda, the African Union 2063 agenda, all those things we are talking about are key. The national government continues to support water development and management and transmission to the counties. Very many times, Your Excellency, we have finished a water development project and transmit to the county and find that the county is not prepared for a year, for 2 years, sometimes for 3 years to absorb the water by way of reticulation, Your Excellency. That is almost criminal because we've put in money, but the county is not able to distribute the water. We have the case of Chemsus is one. We have another case in, I think, in Kajiado. These cases are there, that water is in storage tanks, and we have not been able, as counties, to be able to reticulate. We have agreed we stop territorial habits. I want to tell you, Governor, for Mombasa, my good friend, Your Excellency the Governor, the water development agencies are for development of bulk water. The water agencies then will transmit to you. At that level, let us agree that the law allows the agencies to remain the property and assets of the national government. That does not take away the mandate of the county governments in terms of distribution and service provision. The amount of work for service provision that is before you for us to reach 100% is so huge that if you were left alone and the national government cannot be able to deliver, because at national level we do policy, then when we come to a development agency, Your Excellency, is where we implement to develop the huge bulk water, then transmit. That's why we need the pipes. Your Excellency, I want to commend some of the people here who are doing pipe top tanks, because storage is another big problem for Kenyans. We have to learn how to store water even in our own homes. And therefore, Your Excellency, I don't want to go through the whole speech here, but I can just quickly tell you, Your Excellency, as I conclude, that the conference specific objectives were technology and innovations for the promotion of good governance in water and sanitation. The other one is how we can leverage as a government, national government, and as stakeholders in this sector, as county governments, how we can leverage on innovation, innovative financing, because we have to think ways of financing water now, especially the huge water infrastructure, and including reticulation. And then what are the market opportunities available? Because we want also to make profit in this, in this sector. Leveraging technology then means also data and information, capacity development and research, Your Excellency, for purposes of water and sanitation sector, climate change, health and environment. I think the other issue we wanted to see is how we can align this sector with the constitutional provisions, and they know that both the county government and the national government have a constitutional obligation. Your Excellency, having said that, I want to conclude by saying that we are working as a team. We are bringing our synergies together. We want to make sure everybody pulls towards the same direction. And Your Excellency, when you speak about shares, this is an area where the shares of providing water and developing that water belong to all of us, and we must make sure that everybody plays their due role and responsibility for Kenya to be at the same level with other developing countries. Your Excellency, I know even in your home region, the challenges of water continue. The climate change has been a challenge. And with those remarks, Your Excellency, we also seek your support. Your energies can help us put money into this sector, And with those statements, Your Excellency, we are also appealing to you to be able to tell His Excellency the President that we know and appreciate the efforts he has made in seeking partnership in our sector. We commend his efforts. We are fully behind his efforts and his work, and I'm sure people seated here, Your Excellency, can see even the need for taxation, for revenue collection, to be able to return back the money to where it is supposed to be. Challenge was that people drink water, service providers are not paying the government, we apply resources and there is no return. We are looking forward to a changed attitude. Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity now. You had said 5 o'clock you will not be in this room. Your Excellency, we have exceeded, but this is your opportunity, Your Excellency. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and a warm applause for him as he takes the stage. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. The Cabinet Secretary, Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the Honorable Alice Wahome, aka the Iron Lady, the Chairperson of the Committee on Water, the Governor Modime, our host, Your Excellency, the Governor of Mombasa City, Sharif Nasil Jr., the Principal Secretary is present, the chairpersons of water and sanitation providers, the CEOs of various agencies, our partners, exhibitors, the Honorable Mukurino present in his sitting, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I bring you warm greetings and regards from President William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, who was invited here by the Honorable Alice Wahome to come and officially open this very important conference. But due to exigencies of duty, he tasked me to come on his behalf and open the conference, and gave me a speech which I'll read without adding or subtracting even a comma. We hold this conference and exhibition today, 7 years to the deadline of Agenda 2030 of the Sustainable Development Goals. Under this agenda, we committed to deliver on Goal 6 on access to safe and clean water. We also gather here to discuss integration of technology in increasing access to safe water for domestic and commercial use. The convening takes place a few months after one of the longest droughts in 40 years in Kenya's history, and indeed in the history of the Horn of Africa. Among other negative effects, the drought diminished water levels at source, drying of vegetation, leading to human suffering and death of domestic and wild animals. Short-term measures like water tracking were highly unpredictable, unreliable, insufficient, and unsustainable. The future of our children was at stake. They could not go to school hungry and thirsty. Thousands of others were malnourished. With the support of our development partners and international friends, we spent tens of billions of Kenya shillings, not for development, but in life-saving measures. Distinguished guests, the drought was not a traditional dry season. It was a manifestation of the climate change. Climate change and its negative effects are no longer a concept. Climate change is a reality. It is with us here. And unless we act and act swiftly, the human existence is under threat and can no longer be guaranteed. Distinguished guests, we must make bold decisions, even if they are unpopular, to save our planet. That is why we have to protect our water catchment areas, especially forests like the Mau Complex and other forests in the Republic. The life of the nation is bigger than pursuit of personal short-time endeavors. Close to 90% of our country is arid and semi-arid. These lands are home to at least 16 million Kenyans, hence the urgent need to increase our forest cover. We are taking measures to restore depleted or destroyed water towers alongside our plan of planting 15 billion trees by the year 2032. Distinguished guests, on the other hand, formal and informal houses built on riparian land and other wetlands will not be spared. While manufacturing is one of the Kenya Kwanza pillars of uplifting our people from poverty to economic prosperity, will ensure effluents do not endanger access to clean and safe water downstream. The Nairobi Rivers Commission has started the work of restoring the rivers of our city and its environs. This will progressively be replicated in major towns across the country based on the lessons learned from the Nairobi Rivers Commission. Meanwhile, distinguished guests, Kenyans must take it upon themselves to support our efforts of protecting water towers and reservoirs. Those at the grassroots are frontline soldiers in conserving these water sources. Last Thursday, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, presented the maiden Kenya Kwanza administration's budget. It was an important moment in the implementation of our plan. We commit to sustainable development of our nation. Safe and clean water is a denominator in every pillar of the plan. This conference, therefore, is timely in exploring strategies of riding on technology and innovation to spur progress in achievement of SDG 6. Indeed, access to clean and safe water will ensure sustainable health, agriculture, housing, education, safe environment, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, this exhibition have displays deployment of technology from which we will borrow heavily and integrate into the implementation of the plan. Our interaction with other stakeholders at this conference will help identify gaps and relevant tech-based solutions. Distinguished guests, delivering access to safe water is no mean task. Current water connectivity stands at 3 million. We want to double the number in the next 5 years through upscaling investment in infrastructure. In this regard, we are seeking more public-private partnerships for technical and financial support, especially in construction of tens of dams across the country. We invite more investors to our great nation to work with us in this regard. Distinguished guests, to this end, I would like to thank the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, led by Honorable Alice Wahome, the Council of Governors, our host County Government of Mombasa, the Water Services Providers Association and partners, exhibitors, among others, for organizing this very important and successful conference. It is now my duty and honor to declare Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition 2023 officially open. Asante sana. Hiyo ilikuwa ya mdozo, wacha niseme yangu kidogo. Sababu nikiondoka hapa bila kusema kitu itakuwa ni makosa. CS Alice Wahome, I want to commend you and your team for the way you are steering the water sector. This ministry is extremely important in our country, given the effects, the negative effects of the climate change. The very existence of our nation is not guaranteed. Interventions to combat the effects of climate change are no longer a choice. is a necessity and a must. That is why the Ruto administration has made it a priority to come up with interventions on how to move away from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation. This administration has made deliberate plans to reach out to investors on the public-private partnership model to harness resources from everywhere in the world to come here and sink boreholes, build water ponds, build small dams, and build mega dams for the purposes of making water available to every Kenyan, clean and safe water. At the same time, we want to partner with our friends and investors to open up northern Kenya, those vast lands, by building dams to have irrigation, to produce enough food and achieve our food security and make sure that we don't have, again, to go around with a begging bowl to our friends, especially those who colonized us, begging for food. It's very, very demeaning for us in this country. Our African traditions take very little opinion of begging. But because of the negative effects of climate change, President William Ruto assigned me the duty to harness resources to buy food and save livelihoods. And I became beggar number one. It was a very humiliating experience. So I want to ask the stakeholders here to dignify me in future, because the president, if we don't make interventions, is likely to assign me the same role. Though I could request him next time to assign it to Alice Wahome if she doesn't make the necessary interventions. And that brings me to the question of the public-private partnership. President William Ruto, since ascending to the high office 9 months ago, has traveled the width and breadth of the world, seeking partnerships, looking for investors to come and bring money in this country, partner with the government to build dams, water ponds, sink boreholes, and assist us to deal with the effects of climate change. But our detractors, the ones we defeated at the ballot, have connived with the press, especially the nation newspapers, to belittle the efforts of the president, because the nation newspapers and the other press were part and parcel of the Azimio Brigade. And they are still living in denial. They are the heck and beck of the opposition to try to belittle the government and to try to bring the government of William Ruto down by creating a false narrative. Yesterday, they carried a headline that President William Ruto, for the 9 months he has been in office, he has used 3 times what his predecessor, President Uhuru Kenyatta, used during the same period. And that is very true. In fact, 3 times is not enough. That is true. What they did not tell the country, and they can't do so because they are subjective, and they are part of the scheme to belittle President William Ruto and the government. What they should have done is do an analysis of what President Uhuru Kenyatta did in those 9 months. How many countries did he travel to? How many local travels did he do? If they were honest to do analysis, they will find that within the 9 months, President William Ruto has done 8 times what President Uhuru Kenyatta did, and hence the escalation of the budget. But that one they cannot do. The other day, they wrote another screaming headline that President William Ruto is micromanaging his government, and were complaining that he is hands-on. I've never heard anywhere in the world where anybody would have a problem with a hands-on CEO of any institution. All institutions that are known to be successful, all organizations that are known to have made a difference, There are those organizations that are led by a CEO who has a hands-on style of management. But our press have a problem with that. They are still in denial. We ask you to move from the denial stage to the one of acceptance. William Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya. He defeated you and your project, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can just wait for your time and make another bid. And these people, I must say, are shameless. They try every day to create a wedge in our government that does not exist. The other day, they wrote a headline in Taifa Leo, Ruto amkata Gachagua kucha. Now, when you look at that headline, it has no basis. It's totally obsolete and misplaced. They were trying to create an impression that the president and I have a problem. I want to tell you, the media, you are going to wait for a long time, and you'll be disappointed. There will be no cracks in this government. This is a very solid government with leaders who have been brought together by a plan. Leaders who have been brought together by some commitment to work for the people of Kenya. The president and I and the rest of us, all our ministers, are all pulling in the same direction. We all see things the same way. So don't try to create problems where there are none. After they failed in that one, they wrote another one page. The Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, and the Deputy President are having a tussle. Again, pure nonsense. Something that is baseless. Just trying to poke holes in our administration because they have found that we have found a formula to turn around the economy of this country. I want to assure you, the Nation newspapers, I don't want, whereas I agree with Moses Kuria that you have become rogue and you are part of the Azimio brigade of trying to bring down the government, I don't agree with what he has suggested, that we stop advertising with you. We shouldn't, because we are democracy and we should be able to allow you to continue doing your job. Ours is to call you out. When you go overboard, we must tell you on the face. That is a strategy. But we also advise you, instead of hiding, why don't you convert yourself into a political party and then join the Azimio coalition? And then you can face us in politics, which is not your line. I want to conclude by saying, no amount of negative publicity, no amount of demonstrations, no amount of wearing sufurias on the head will distract President William Ruto from service delivery. The president has a mandate from the people of Kenya to turn around their lives. The president has a social contract of 5 years to improve the economy of this country, restore the dignity of the Kenyan people, put money into people's pockets, and uplift their standards of living. That is a commitment that he took the Bible at Kasarani on 13th of September and swore before God and before man to do so. You can continue shouting from the rooftop. You can continue writing screaming headlines. You can continue creating false narratives. And I must tell you, because it's important that I do, so that you don't confuse the people of Kenya. When we came into government, there was no sufficient foreign exchange to buy fuel, where we require about $500 million every month. And as a result, the Kenya shilling became very weak, and the dollar was going to 140, 141, 145, headed to 150 shillings per dollar. Had President William Ruto and his government not intervened through a government-to-government arrangement where we get fuel on a 6-month credit period to cushion the shilling from further sliding down, reduce the need for the shilling, therefore to stabilize the shilling, the dollar today would be at 200 shillings. But that single intervention by government has stabilized the dollar at about 135 shillings. and things are even getting better. And as we proceed with the interventions that are being made, and we thank God for the good rains, we expect a bumper harvest, we expect surplus food, we expect the dollar will go downwards. But you are carrying a headline to say that that is a scandal. Stopping the sliding of the shilling against the dollar to levels that are unprecedented in this country, you find that as scandalous. Because this press would have wished, together with Asimeo, the dollar to go to 200 shillings so that you can criticize the president and the government. You will not be allowed. And we'll call you out every day. Any story you write that is false, we'll give you facts the same day, the ones I'm giving you today. Niendelee nisiendelee? Wacha nimalizie hapo kwa sababu sitaki kuharibu hii mkutano mzuri. Otherwise, I want to say thank you very much. Good people. I've seen there is a deputy president here. There's a cabinet secretary. There are 3 governors. There are principal secretaries. There are engineers. There are all stakeholders and investors. And in addition, we have a Mokorino in the house. So I want, on behalf of the president, to welcome our international friends to Kenya. We want to say karibuni sana. This is a beautiful country with very warm people. Forget about what I'm saying to this press. When we are talking about the Kenyans people, we are not bothered about them. And they cannot write that, what I'm saying, that we have got a good country. And we invite you to sample our best. The coast beaches are exotic, white sand, the best. And I want you to take advantage of your presence in this city. Move around, sample the best of Mombasa. Of course, we'll whisper to you a few areas you shouldn't sample. But what is good is available. If you get time before you go back, fly to the Masai Mara, the 8th wonder of the world, and see our livestock, our wild animals, sorry. Najua kijiji yangu anapiga mambo ya maziwa. I am working on dairy milk reforms. Go and see the elephant, the rhino, the lion, the tiger, the cheetah. But please don't play with the lion because we need you around to invest in water. So if you play around with the lion, we could lose an investor and we don't want to do so. So please, welcome to this great country, the Honorable Alice Wahome and your team. We want to thank you for this very successful conference. We want to thank you for the interventions you are making in the water sector. And I am sure in another year or so, we shall have clean and safe water, we shall have water for irrigation, and we'll have successfully mitigated the negative effects of climate change. I want to thank you. May God bless you and bless you abundantly. Thank you. Asanteni sana.
With your kind permission, sir, you are requested to remain on the dais for an award ceremony that will be facilitated by the CEO of Water Service Regulatory Board, Dr. Julius Itunga.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The CS is presenting His Excellency with the impact report, one for him and another one to deliver to His Excellency the President. Makofi. Then I'm calling upon MD Dhika, MD Nakuru, MD Nyeri. Just be here, please. Come forward quickly. Your Excellency, we are on the impact report, and we have awards for the best performing water companies, and the top 3, we are requesting you, Your Excellency, to present to them. The others were done by Madam CS. So number 3 overall is Dhika Water and Sanitation Company. MD and your chairman. Then Nakuru Water, please come close with your chairman. Yep. The PS, you can join the CS. Okay, that is Dika. Thank you, Dika. Please move the other side. Thank you, Your Excellency. Nakuru Water were position number 2. Nakuru Water and Sanitation. And I will be requesting the chairman of WASREP and the WASREP team to come close for a photo with His Excellency the President, if he allows. That is Nakuru Water. So WASREP team, please, and chair of the board. Thank you. Overall, and the best company in the country, Your Excellency, is none other than Nyeri Water and Sanitation Company. Makofi, Nyeri has retained the trophy for many years, and I think they are going to keep it now going forward. Karibu Nyeri Water. Thank you, Nyeri Water. Your Excellency and Madam CS, if you allow, we can have a photo with the WASREP board, chairman of the board, and the management team around. Just 1 second, and we end there, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, sir, with your kind permission, may you remain on the dais so that we can play the national anthem as a closing prayer.